Ontario Premier Kathleen Wynne announced a new initiative to join a cap-and-trade agreement with California and Quebec that looks to reduce greenhouse gases. Cap-and-trade systems are widespread and they have a lot of supporters, but there are also a lot of critics about them as well too, that they are inefficient and, like putting any price on carbon, a lot of them people just dismiss them as a carbon tax. There's a major UN climate conference at the end of the year in Paris. Increasingly, Canada's premiers are seen to be driving the agenda on climate change in this country. The federal government is regularly singled out at these meetings as being a laggard on climate change, and we're seeing provincial governments really take the lead on policies lately, so this is part of that agenda. It's Canada. Of course, there isn't one approach to anything. Ontario and Quebec are moving with a cap-and-trade system to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Alberta has a carbon levy that applies to large industrial emitters. If you don't make your targets, then you pay into that fund, which is used to fund technology as well. Critics of that system say that the price is too low at $15 a ton. British Columbia has a pure carbon tax at $30 a ton. It is generally favored by economists as being a much more straightforward approach, and Premier Christy Clark announced on Monday that they will be coming out with version 2.0 of their greenhouse gas plans. Jim Prentice isn't going to tell the premiers anything. He's not actually going to the meeting, and neither are any of his senior ministers on the environment file. Prentice has an Alberta election that he's fighting right now, and he's on the campaign trail. Alberta has delayed its carbon emissions update for twice now, and Prentice has said that those will come in June. There are critics who say that the levy is too low, but Prentice has made the point that he will not hamper Alberta industry more than its international competitors. Even with the falling oil prices, oil sands are still the fastest growing source of GHG emissions in Canada. Alberta and Ottawa have a much bigger challenge than some of the other provinces in dealing with this, given that they rely on oil sands for economic development as well. To date, their response has been generally to put off resolving the issue, addressing the issue, and kicking the problem down the road. Both those governments have now said they will introduce the next round of their climate legislation before June.